Thank you very much for this warm welcome. I had a few pain pills and a few glasses of wine, so I had to write it down, because or else it's all a blur. But first I want to say, I want to excuse my appearance. I figured today is such a auspicious day that this morning, even though it's difficult to have a pool and a jacuzzi in my house, but it's difficult. I'm so incapacitated. I think everybody knows by this time that 3.5 months ago I had a car accident and some serious surgery, but Baruch Hashem, I'm here today to complain. I mean, I'm alive, so I'm very happy I can be here. There's a fraction of a difference, and thanks for your encouragement and support. So I can complain. I'm here. I'm alive to complain and do other stuff like pray and study Torah and be good to other people. But so I went to the mikveh today. I went to my jacuzzi and I immersed myself, and so whenever I go to the mikveh, I can't do a thing with it. So I'm having a bad beard day. So I want to apologize. It's not coming together. But I want to welcome everyone. And anybody that's still here at this time are loyal friends. And I want to thank everybody. I don't want to start mentioning names, but it's hard not to mention Stanley and Joyce Clark, who are dear friends of my son Mandel. And he also tolerates me even when it was a bad beard day, or a good beard day. When Joyce said that he likes Mendel as a rabbi, even though Stanley Black knows lots of rabbis, she just wasn't whistling Dixie. We're talking about dozens of rabbis. I mean, you go into their office, and Stanley has these books he gives out. You see these books? You ever see these books? Anybody, any Stanley Black friends, fans here? So he gives out this book, and you go into the office. Now there's a bunch of offices, and there's a foyer in the middle of these 4 offices. And there's books of pictures. Every 3rd page is a guy with a beard at least half as long as mine. There's rabbis up the yin-yang. Stanley, you got your own minyan. And every 3 pages in a book is another minyan of rabbis. They're giving charity everywhere, philanthropy and doing good to people. It's just beautiful to see. So I want to recognize loyal friends that are still here. And again, I don't want to mention names, but a new mentor of mine, as of recent vintage, a man who's actually 30 years older than I am, but a very wise man. I'm very, very happy to see that Max Webb is here with us tonight. 30 years is a slice of life experience that I, even being 66, haven't had yet. And I learned a lot. So, according to the Code of Jewish law, 30 days before a holiday, especially before Passover, you're supposed to study the laws of Pesach. Because it's a complicated holiday and it's intricate. There's 2 seders. There's 1 seder in Israel, 2 seders outside the land of Israel. There's the gefilte fish and the kreplach and the matzah balls. And there's so much going on. So 30 days before you have to, believe it or not, Passover is less than a month away. So tonight we got to do something about Passover. The book we use on the first 2 nights of the Seder is called thank you, this table right here is a good table. Right here. Haggadah. Now, this Haggadah has you read the whole book 2 nights of the year in the diaspora. And this Haggadah talks about the 4 sons. Right away, it's a good thing. Jewish people and Jewish religion is not monolithic. There's room for different personalities. You don't have to be like so many drops of water. If you're born of a Jewish mother, that means you belong to the club, you should follow the rules. No beer on Passover. No lakshin, no pasta even. There's chametz. Chametz is a no-no. So there's all kinds of rules and regs. But the Torah teaches us it's not all the same. People are different. Jewish people have different characters. There's the wise and the wicked and the simple, the one who can't even ask a question. Mostly the Chai Center, our theme, is outreach to non-affiliates. That means we're really looking for not even the 4 sons. We're looking for the 5th son. Our inspiration and our mentor and great leader, the Lubavitcher Rebbe of late memory, who recently passed away less than 20 years ago, he said there's a 5th son. Why isn't the 5th son mentioned in the Haggadah? There's only 4 sons in the Haggadah. The 5th son isn't mentioned in the Haggadah of the Passover Seder because he's not at the Seder. He's at the ball game, he's at the movies, he's clubbing, he's trying to go for holy hookup somewhere, he's trying to score, he's whatever, he's not with the family. He's not doing the Seder. So that's problematic. So what the Chai Center really wants from you, our friends, our investors, our supporters, what we want from you tonight is, I feel confident when I say that everybody in this room knows someone, a distant relative, an acquaintance, casual acquaintance, a friend, a business connection. You know a Jew who's not going to go this year. You know someone who's not going to be at a Seder. We want them. Those are the Jews that we want. 90% of 5.2 million American Jews have never been to Israel. We're not looking for the 10% that have been. We're looking for people who, they'd like to go to the Greek islands with a couple extra dollars. They'd like to go to Maui. They'd like to go different places, but they've never been to Israel. Oh, they're shooting there, and I don't want to go. I'm afraid. That's fine. We're looking for those people. Those are our Jews. They used to have a chicken dinner, but then Zadie and Bubby died, and I came here from Detroit, Chicago, Miami, and other suburbs of Brooklyn, and here we are in Los Angeles, and I don't know where to go. I'm not sure. And I'm reminded of a story that my father, Mendel's grandfather, told me. My father said, I'm born and raised in Atlantic City, New Jersey. My father told me that the chief rabbi of Atlantic City lived on a street, and he had a long black coat and a little beard and a big hat with the brim up and everything. He looked like a real rabbi. And he didn't wear a high baseball cap, which I enjoy wearing. But he had a fellow that was a neighbor, a Jewish neighbor, and every Saturday when he would finish being in the synagogue, the rabbi would come home and pass his neighbor, and the neighbor would be mowing the lawn Saturday afternoon. And the rabbi was hoping maybe he didn't know it was Shabbos. Maybe he didn't know you're not allowed to cut the lawn. He tried to make it, jumping in contortions, and as soon as he'd say, hello, good afternoon, the neighbor in the middle of mowing the lawn would say, Rabbi, Shabbat Shalom. What am I going to do now? But meanwhile, so he thought to himself, he wants to invite him to the Seder. He's sure he doesn't have a Seder. He wants to invite this neighbor to the Seder, but he feels maybe it's pushy. Maybe he's being too pushy. So he doesn't, year after year goes by. Finally, the neighbor approaches the rabbi and says, Rabbi, you know, I'm not a good Jew, but I'd give anything to be at your Seder. And he says, you know, it's funny, for years I was thinking, shouldn't I, I'm ambivalent, and so it all worked out. So those are the kind of people we're really looking for. Okay. Also, there's two couples that I see every year at our Passover, our public Passover Seder. And the reason they come is because they always celebrate the first time that they met. Was at a public Passover Seder. It was about 10 years ago. They got married. I actually didn't officiate. They thought I would do a 2-hour Latin Mass because I'm so Orthodox or something, or Hebrew or whatever. Anyway, so they got some other rent-a-rabbi from the online, whatever it was. And it's fine. And meanwhile, they come every Passover Seder to celebrate the anniversary of the first time they met. So everybody, of course, asks, especially the business people, they want to know, bottom line, they're interested in closing. They want to, why should I hit a triple when I can hit a home run? What have you, how has it come? Well, there is some follow-up, because if you have 700 people at the Seders, then you can get, it's called dinner for 60 strangers on a Friday night. So many times, every Friday night it's different. Some Friday nights it's 25 to 40, some Friday nights it's 40 to 55, some Friday nights it's couples. But in other words, if you're coming to a single Shabbat dinner at our home, first of all, it's our home. That means it's not catered. Well, it's kind of catered. Olivia cooks and bakes for this Shabbat dinner. So I have to toot Olivia's horn since she won't. We have, thank God, we've been married 33 years. We never had a store-bought challah in my home. Never. Never. Always she bakes whole wheat challah to live for. And even if I wasn't, I'd convert for that whole wheat challah. It's just amazing. And that's, I think, what gets to people's souls. So this is part of it. So what's the thing to look for always? Something transformational. With this I'll conclude. One of the people that came to the Seder, I really enjoyed. We got to know each other. There's two kinds of people that women are honest with. You ever heard that one? They're gay male friends. And rabbis who won't even shake their hand. I have no hidden agenda. Where am I going to go? Where can we go from there? It's just you and I. You can, there's definitely TMI. I mean, much too much information. When I hear details, my beard would turn red. My tzitzit shrivel up. But I want to say that I get to know people's life stories in a very short period of time. It's just a gift that God gave me. And I hear that, they've been around the block a few times and married people from different walks of life and religions and cults and cultures. But meanwhile, they came Friday night. This person who, let's say her father was not of our faith, but the mother was. So, no surprise, the parents got divorced when she was 9. She became my part-time secretary, working part-time in film. And she came Friday night, a number of times Friday night for dinner at the single Shabbat dinners. And a fellow that came the first time in his life Friday night for dinner, he had been with another Jewish group and he came. So thank God, they didn't come tonight, but last year they were here with their 3 daughters. So I enjoy when things are not just nice, but transformational. They change your life. So things can happen. Besides bringing people to a Seder, it's not just a Passover Seder. There's something we call FB, fringe benefits. Fringe benefits can be married with a spouse and 3 children, because that's what can happen when you come to a Passover Seder. It can go from 0 to 100. What I say to all of you, the Talmudic expression, whoever sustains a life, whoever gives money to a hospital in Israel, as we know our honoree has done, and many of you do, and for so many great causes, like bringing Jews back to Judaism. This is our middle name. Thank you for being a partner in that. God bless you all. Happy Passover.